Shine, where every weekday I answer your questions about property investing in Australia. These bite-sized videos are designed to give you concise information about how common questions new and experienced investors ask about. Today, I'm going to share a story with you. It's the story of how I went from a broke apprentice to an astute investor who was able to quit his job and build a multi-million-dollar property portfolio. I think you'll enjoy it, so let me tell you where my property investing journey began. My story starts as a 20-year-old apprentice baker pastry chef back in 2002. And as you probably know, the income of an apprentice is pretty dismal. But despite this, I was pretty content with my life. I'd grown up in the sticks with my mum and dad and brother, and whilst we never went without, we led a pretty simple existence. When I finished school and had done a stint down in the snow in Perisher, I made a beeline for the coast. Sure, I was sharing a house with some other guys, but it took less than 2 minutes to drive to the beach. What more could a young fella ask for? But it was when I was introduced to the idea of passive income that my life and everything I knew about the way things worked really changed. My boss in the bakery in which I was doing my apprenticeship was very influential to me. In fact, he remains one of my closest friends today. He was having a lot of success with network marketing at the time and had recently bought himself a HS VR8 with the proceeds. Coming from my first car, which I'd hotted up as best I could, it wasn't hard to see that it was the V8 that I really wanted to be behind the wheel of. He must have seen something in me back then, because every night, whilst kneading the dough and rolling the pastry, he'd coach me on ideas that challenged the status quo. And in those wee hours, whilst most of us were comfortably asleep, we'd discuss everything from self-development to goal setting to making money through passive income. For the first time in my life, I started to think about the future. Where was I going? What did I want out of life? And most importantly, how was I going to get there? Was baking really going to enable me to achieve the things I wanted? Stay tuned for part 2. Have you got a question that you'd like answered? Leave yours in the comments below and I'll bring you an answer in a future episode. You've been with Brendan Shine. I look forward to catching you tomorrow for part 2 of my story from apprentice to property investor.